Hello guys. Welcome to another tutorial about how to make a game like Agar.io. In this video, we will make a score for the player. That means we will work with UI system. So stay tuned. This is how it going to work. First we will create the graphics of our score. Then we will apply the X scale of our player to the score. Means our score equals our player X scale, but we might get more than one player. We might have 2 players, or even 5 players or more. So what we are going to do is to collect all players and get their X scale, then collect all scores, and finally apply it to our score text. Let's get into Unity. So the first thing we are going to do is to create a new canvas. Right-click on the hierarchy and select UI, then Canvas, and name it something like Main Canvas. When creating a new canvas, an event system will pop up. The event system is very important for the UI to work. You don't need to do anything for it. Just leave it there. Then right-click on the main canvas and create another new UI object. Select UI and then Image. The image will be the background of our score. Now go to the scene, and hit F while selecting the image, to focus on it. It's just to see how it look in the scene view, and as you can see, at the image object there is a rect transform. If you hit the anchor's presence you will see some options there. Those options allows you to position the image for specific places in the screen. For example, if hold down Alt, then hit the top middle position, the image will go to the top middle of the screen. You can also take it at the bottom, or right, left. So I am just going to center it at the top middle of the screen because our score will be there. Change the height of the image for something like 30, and center it at the top again. Hold down Alt and select the top middle center point. So then, in the image component at our image, there is a color, click it, and there is a slider of the alpha called A. Change the value of it to 125, so it will look better in the screen. Now, in the hierarchy, right-click on the image and create another UI object. Select UI and then text. Name it something like player score. This text will be showing the score our player. Change it color to white, and alignment it to the center. And to see how it look, just change the text of it. Now change its size to something fits our image, like 17. And also, there is another option of font type, that can change the look of the font. But for now I am just going to leave it on Arial font. And change the name of the image to something like background. I like everything to be clean and tidy. So that is it. Now we have the shape of our score, and we are ready to start coding it. Create a new script, and name it player score. Double-click on it to open it in Visual Studio. Delete the 2 using tags up there, and the 2 methods start and update. We will need to make a variable for out text so we can edit it, and whenever we are dealing with UI elements, we will need to implement some of Unity functions. Go up here and say that we are going to be using Unity Engine.ui. And this now allows us to write code for the user interface. Now make a new variable of type text, and call it score. And make a new method called update score. We will first get all players existing in the scene. To do that, write GameObject.findObject with tag, and the tag that we are going to put here is player tag. Of course you will need to go and apply this tag for our player. Go into Unity, and select the player. If the player tag does not exist in the tags list, you can make a new tag by hitting the Add Tag button and then name the tag. So again select the player and make sure to give him the player tag. Now it is tagged as a player. And then after finding all players in the scene we will need to collect all scores from them. So the bigger is the player, the bigger is the score. So that means the X scale of our player will be the score. Make a new float variable inside of the method name at _score and make it equals to 0. Then inside of for loop function, write _score as plus equals to player i.transform.localscale.x. And that's it. We got the scores of all players in the scene. Now to make it more fun and easy to adjust the score from the inspector, make a new float variable called score editor that equals to 1000 by default. Back to the code where we are collecting the score and multiply it with score editor. And always remember to end the code with a smile column. Then finally we will update the text of our score. Score.text is equals to _score.toString in order to convert it from a numbers value to string text. And a float values might have a lot of decimal numbers, and that might look weird on our score. So if you write F2, it will only show 2 decimal numbers. And that's it. Save it and go into Unity. Go to the manager's game object, and give the player score script it. Remember to give the text variable for our script. The last thing we need to do is to call this method from somewhere. In my case I will use invoke repeating to repeat calling this. Make a new start method, and write invoke repeating. Give the targeted method, which is the update score method. Just copy its name and paste it. Then when it should start calling, I will say after 1 second start calling the method. And repeat rate is how much time to wait after each call. Just put 1 second. Now we are ready to go. Go back into Unity and test it. The score is updating each second. Awesome. As you can see, when the player jump the score will increase. That's because we are dividing the player by 1.5, and get another player with the same size, and that will of course increase the player score value. To fix it, go to the player, and open Actions script, and change the split mass to 2. That will make it. Now let's test it again. Awesome. Now I still don't like the decimal numbers on the score, so I will just remove it. Go into Visual Studio and change it from F2 to F0. Now if you play, you will see that there is no decimal number, and that's a good looking score. That's all for this video. If you have enjoyed it, please like and subscribe to help us grow our channel, and ring that notification bell so you won't miss the future ones. Without further ado, thanks for watching, and I will see you in the next video.